month straight despite the rankings coming out?
I feel like we all see the rankings, but we don't really talk about it much. It's the first playoff rankings, so we just got to keep playing. November's the best football, so we just got to keep on and see what happens in the end.
Chris, Coach Day was talking about you last week, and he brought up this story about you silently decommitting after you were committed here before you signed. Just kind of what's your side of that story? Is that an accurate way to describe that, and what was your thought process?
Yeah, it was. I committed to him. He used to, because I was a late recruit, he used to come out every Monday in late cycle in like January. I committed to him early January, and the next morning I woke up. I didn't know if I wanted to go to Ohio State. It was too far. So I called him in the morning, and I waited like 2 weeks to see my options and stuff. But at the end of the day, I committed to him again and signed with Ohio State.
When did you finally kind of feel like, yeah, I'm home? You know, and I'm sure at first you were probably a little homesick at times your freshman year.
Yeah, I definitely was. Especially like throughout the year. I had no family out here, so I was really by myself. But I kind of chilled with my freshman teammates in the dorm, so I kind of got close to them. And about halfway through the year, I kind of felt like it was home for me. So,
What those 2 weeks you said you took? What swayed you to, or not swayed you? What persuaded you to the commitment was the one you wanted to make? You wanted to stay with it?
I knew it was Ohio State, but I kind of wanted to take a step back to see if I really wanted to go there. And I just talked about it with my family and my friends, my brothers, and see if that was really the choice I wanted to make. And at the end of the day, it was. So I ended up making it and paid off good. So.
Chris, did it help when you started to play as a freshman? I mean, just kind of getting through some of that freshman year when you're actually making contributions. I think it was Austin that got hurt and you stepped in and take some of those plays late in the season.
Definitely. I mean, when you're not playing and you're away from home, you get homesick. So it definitely helped a lot, especially being on the field at receiver. I was doing a lot of special teams early in the year, but when I got on at receiver, I felt way better and felt at home. So.
When you decommitted to those 2 weeks, how did they take it? Like Ohio State, your coaches when you called?
I really don't think they took it like personally. I mean, he understood what I was going through, so he told me to take my time, and he kind of supported me through it. So I felt comfortable with him, and we communicated a lot, and ended up communicating. So.
What other considerations were there had you not gone to Ohio State? What other options were you considering?
I was considering the West Coast, UCLA, Utah. My quarterback went to Utah, so I was considering Utah a lot, and UCLA, Chip Kelly, and USC. That was pretty much it.
Chris, you guys had a month straight of blowing teams out and scoring seemingly when you guys went through it. Did you ever get bored on the field when you guys are doing that and kind of naming your score out there?
I feel like that's a standard around here. We want to be able to get on the field and try to dominate every game. So when we're doing that, we're having fun. And younger guys are playing a lot. But, I mean, it does get boring at times, but I feel like we're having fun out there.
So when you see a challenge like you guys saw last week and there's some sputtering of the offense, do you have to kind of remind yourself, like, hey, let's kick it back into gear, let's get going again?
I mean, we knew Penn State was a good team. They came off a loss, so they came in with some swag. They playing good. The defense is real good. It's a good football team over there. When we play Penn State, it's always a good test. So they tested us a lot. I'm just glad we came out with the win.
Was there anything that you felt like you needed to tweak after last week, or was it just a matter of execution?
It was just execution. I feel like the offense is rolling. We just went 1 for 6 in the red zone. We got to just score touchdowns in the red zone. If we do that, it's a whole different game. So we just got to clean up, execute, and just put it on the field.
On that 4th down play in the red zone, is there anything that you felt like you could have done differently on that play?
Definitely. I mean, it was just a miscommunication. I saw what he saw, but I could have turned around and made a play. But at the end of the day, we just got to move forward, and we got to make that play in the future.
How big of an emphasis has that been, specifically the red zone this week in practice, trying to get cleaner there?
It was a huge emphasis on Sunday. When I heard we went 1 for 6, I was kind of shocked. But we just got to communicate, execute, try to just be better in the red zone. We struggled with that early in the year too. But we gotta communicate and put it on the field on Saturday.
Chris, in 2019, we talked to you guys a lot about getting used to quick adjusting scrambles when he starts making plays, and that was something you guys had to adjust to from what Dwayne was. What are some things in CJ's game that you and Garrett, especially since you adjusted last year, that you guys have had to adjust to in the last 9 months here?
I feel like he's more patient in the pocket. The ball is gonna come out a little bit more late sometimes, but it's not a bad thing. I feel like it's a good thing at the end of the day. So he helps us get more comfortable as we help him get more comfortable. But we're still building throughout the year, and feel like we're gonna play our best ball coming up.
Chris, have you ever met or heard from or seen video of David Boston? Do you know of him at all, the former receiver here?
Yeah, I definitely know of him. I know he's a great receiver, but I haven't really seen any video of him.
Yeah.
I gotta look into that.
But you're aware of where you guys are on the list, right? I mean, touchdown list.
I think so.
Yeah.
Chris,
Just to go full circle to the recruiting stuff, you made the right choice, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely made the right choice. Not only on the field, but it's helped me a lot grow off the field, turn into the man I am today. I feel like I've been on my own for a couple years now, so I've grew up a lot, and I definitely needed that. So,
Chris, what have you seen from Julian Fleming these last couple weeks since he's been able to get back from injury and back into the mix of practice?
He's one of those freak athletes that we have in the receiver room. So he's been battling a hamstring injury. He's been dealing with it like a pro. So I'm proud of him and the way he's reacted to it. So he's been out there this week, and hopefully we see him on Saturday.
Chris, Brian Hartline was talking yesterday about how, if you guys as receivers, when he was a receiver, he never wanted to come off the field. Is that the way you feel when you're out there? Like, you never want to be taken out of a lineup? You want to be up there as much as you can?
Oh, yeah, definitely. When we're on the field, I feel like a receiver, you kind of get into a groove. You got to have a feel for the game once you get out there. When you rotate, and you kind of don't really get a feel for it. So you definitely want to stay out there for us, especially in the receiver room. Just to get a groove and just get a feel for the game.
So do you feel like you play better when you're able to be out there every series versus when you're rotating in and out every series?
Yeah, definitely. Just having that in the back of your mind, like you're gonna rotate, kind of mess you up. But when you're just out there and not rotating, and just having a feel for the game and having that connection with the quarterback, I feel like that's way better.
As you've watched a video this week of Nebraska's defense, the secondary especially, is there anything special about them? What stands out to you about them that makes them maybe different from last week's, challenge against Penn State, et cetera? What's on your mind when I bring up Nebraska's defensive secondary?
They're good. They're real good in the back end, but their whole defense is really good. It's an underrated team, but they're gonna hit hard, big, fast. So we're gonna have to bring our A game to a tough environment. It's gonna be a tough win. Try to go in there and get a win. We just got to come out and communicate and just try to stay on the same page.
One last question, folks.
Chris, everything is motivational in this sport. The fact that one player on offense was a champion last week. How motivational is that?
We just all got to play better as a team, as an offense. I know as receivers we didn't have the best game we wanted to have. Jackson had a really good game, but the other receivers didn't really have a good game. So we just got to go in and play better. Definitely is motivation, but we just got to play better at the end of the day.
Chris, one thing. What have you noticed with the offensive line this week? That was not their best game. Do you sense a difference in them this week in any way?
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely motivated too. We definitely got to run the ball. So I know they took that, put a chip on their shoulder, and I know they're gonna play better this week, and I can't wait to watch them.